So Tristan sort of continues to be experiencing a lot of symptoms. So we're still at the point of not having had a blood test or any other medical tests. Um, but recently Tristan's case has been passed back to the original social worker we had, and she'll be coming on Monday to do another assessment. Um, But in that time, in this sort of, I think we're now getting to 18 months now of the type of symptoms that he's been displaying. Um, so there is hearing voices, seeing almost like a dark pit inside his brain that sometimes he can feel like he's falling into, that seeing white rectangles, seeing movement, having his eyesight affected from time to time, in that his vision can go, I guess, blurry, but he's not described it as that. And also sometimes getting symptoms where his feet or his legs will feel like they're cooking, as he describes it. And then also this generally being hotter, yet in temperature. So he continues to display all of these things, and it feels like because he's been experiencing all these things for so long now, and we've not been able to access any support for this, Tristan's mind is developing ways of helping him to get through it. And so in the last month or so, he started to develop symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder. And some of the manifestation of this sort of behaviour has resulted in some quite comical things in our household. So Tristan's always been a little bit of a hoarder. So, he'll get back from school with a letter or something he's made, and he will just go and put it in his room. I might not know for weeks that he's done something or achieved something until I find wherever it's been sort of pigeonholed in his room. But recently he started doing things like removing all of the toilet rolls from all bathrooms. And so now in his bedroom is a pile of toilet rolls, all in different sort of stages of usage. And yeah, he's like a little squirrel. He just keeps gathering them up. It's quite unfortunate for the rest of the household that he does this. Every time you need the bathroom, you have to think twice that you need to go and actually find what he's done with the toilet roll. He's also become really particular about the lock on the side gate. So he will always go back and double check it and triple check it and make sure that's in the right angle. He will be quite particular about how the pillows on the sofa are positioned, and also towels. So if I've left them out to dry, he doesn't seem to like that, and I will find them later on sort of scrunched up in the laundry basket. And his own clothes, whatever the state they're in, whether they're dirty or clean, he will sort of ball them up into like a screwed up ball of clothing and shove them in his chest of drawers. So that means I have to keep a real eye on what he's doing with things in his bedroom. But yeah, so it seems to be that that's his way of coping at the moment, and self-soothing through this is through this sort of controlling his environment through these sort of repetitive behaviours. He also describes doing repetitive body movements, even though he himself might not want to do them. And that could be anything from, what looks like the kind of regular stimming from what so really, really comical moves that he does as well. They're just I don't know where they've come from. They're quite amazing looking. They give me a lot of joy to watch him do them. But yeah, so there we are. Um, the other discovery I had recently was I watched a YouTube video. There's a lady called Melanie King, and her daughter has developed uh, a condition called generalized neurological disorder, which sounds a bit like, I don't know. But whilst her daughter's symptoms are far, far more extreme than Tristan's, she's actually been having seizures and such like, and been very unwell. I do see some correlation with what Melanie King's daughter has been suffering with and Tristan, because the symptoms sort of go across all sorts of different things, and it makes it very difficult when you enter into like the medical services, because they quite naturally want to separate out the symptoms. And actually, this might well be a condition where you can't do that. However, I could be wrong. These are just the thoughts and discoveries I'm making. Who knows? I'm just doing my best. But one of the other ways I've found to help to divert Tristan when his brain is going through a real storm of voices or this dark pit, or when he gets stuck with something, I do have a set of medical tuning forks, and I do actually use them on him, or get him to use them on himself. At least the sound is a diversion to what's going